I want to come to you today and share with you the best advice that I've ever gotten. Of course, this is as subjective as you can get because, the best advice is whatever fits you at the current situation in your life. But for me, I think out of all the advice that I've gotten, if I could put it into a little quote, I think this would be the best. And that is, find out what it is that you love to do and go out and do it. There's a few very important things to keep in mind when we think about what you love to do and go out and doing it. And I want to say that this is so important because 75% of Americans go to jobs that they don't like. Most people either dislike them or hate them. In Europe, there was also a similar study done. 70% of the population that took the study hate their jobs. They just don't like going to their jobs. So we're living in a world that's hooked on numbing the pain, watching the news, watching Netflix, and watching different things to distract, get into an alternate state of consciousness because we're not enjoying the one that we're in. Hooked on caffeine, hooked on alcohol, or many different prescription drugs, just any type of drug or stimulant to get out of the state that we're in currently to feel differently. And I think that if we can boil it all down to, it comes down to a couple of different things. One is not having crystal clear goals and reasons for our purpose and what our purpose is and why why our purpose is our own. You can also look into our expectations of, what our family and the people around us, what they expect of us and whether that is what we want to do. Our job should be a labor of love, not just labor. Loving your job isn't, it shouldn't come every 2 weeks with a paycheck. You should be loving it every day. Excited to get up to go in the morning. Do you ever remember when you were in elementary school and it was nighttime and the next day you were supposed to go in and there was going to be a field trip? You were going to, I don't know, a city or a park or somewhere. And do you remember how hard it was to go to sleep because you were so excited because something unexpected was going to happen the next day? I believe that in our world today, we live in such a programming of every day is like the next. The variety and the newness and the uncertainty isn't as exciting as it was when we were kids. It's more stressful. It's like, oh no, I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. I can't control it. And a lot of that, clustering together puts us in the world in the situation that we're in today. And it's very scary. So in order to find out what it is that you love to do, you've got to get really specific about it. You can use the bullseye method, which is a very effective approach at getting crystal clear about your goals, your dreams, and who it is you want to become in another video that I will link below about overcoming regret. But once you do that, and keep in mind that your purpose can change. Think about like a star. If you follow a star and if you're just, think about like any star in the sky. If you're following a star on the earth and you want to get directly underneath it, what you'll find is you'll go down one street and then it'll move a little bit. You have to go down another one and then it'll move a little bit. So goals and dreams are targets and trajectories. They're going to move a little bit. You have to follow them. The most important piece of the puzzle that we have to start with is what is something that you can do and create it as a labor of love. If you love to write, maybe about a certain specific field or creative writing, do it. Write, share your resources, create a blog, do something where you can just do that. Don't worry about making money or anything from it. Maybe in the mid to long term you can, but for right now, just make time for it. Make time for what you love doing and things will always fall into place. Our world shifts around your aim. When you have a certain goal, you start to find that the world starts to shift and help you. There's a great quote that I'll put into the video. I can't think of it right off the top of my head, and I don't want to break stream of consciousness. When you act confidently in your dreams, you will be met with a success in uncommon hours or common hours. You'll be laughing at me because it'll be on the screen right now. So most importantly, what can you do that can sustain your life with enjoyment and love? Not necessarily, don't worry about the money. You can always find out different ways to make money. Don't worry about the money. But what can you do to sustain your life with love? For me, it's making these videos and challenging myself to grow, to learn, and to provide content that is the best of my capabilities to help people become their best versions of themselves, to help people, to share my story, to help people become the strongest version of themselves, but to also enjoy the process. Enjoy the process, free people from concern, and just, we're all creators in one way, shape, or form or another. And this is what I love doing, share my dream. And, you know, in a week, 2 months, 3 years, they could all change. It could be something completely different or slightly different. But either way, I'll be enjoying it, and it'll be on my path to create love and share my love with the world, to grow and to contribute love to others. The next piece of advice, which is incredibly important, is to next organize your life around whatever that labor of love is. For me, these videos, I pretty much do a little bit of work every day. You know, some days I'll take off to kind of recharge and, you know, get back to where I need to be. But for the most part, 3, 4, 5 days a week, I'm either recording or editing these videos. So I organize my time, and this is the main thing, my main priority. But if it's writing or shooting videos for yourself, making sure that you either do it at your most energized or most productive times of the day. For me, it's early afternoon. Maybe it might be early first thing in the morning. You get up right out of bed, brush your teeth, take a shower, and then go right into the videos, or whatever that is for you. Or go right into writing, or different types of creative, whatever that labor of love is. It's very important to organize your life around it. Otherwise, you'll do it when it's convenient. You'll do it when it is easy, when you have the motivation to do it. But if you're waiting for motivation, you're amateur. But if you're doing it whether you feel like it or not, but you know that it's what you're meant to do, you're a professional. You'll do it when it needs to be done. You'll schedule it, and you won't miss it, which will help your self-esteem in the long run. Next, you also have to make time for it. Initially, it's going to be very hard. The most resistance I find when taking a jump into a creative endeavor, or some type of, when you first start, just starting is the most resistance, because it's not a habit yet. It's uncertain. It's very new to you. So a lot of different, like, oh, that is it supposed to be like that, or oh, maybe I'm not that good, and just all these self-limiting beliefs come to the surface. They can. Ideally, if you're someone who likes the uncertainty, likes the variety, it'll come easier to you. You'll just pick it up. Always have that open mindset. If you have an open mind, a mind that's open to everything but attached to nothing, can really help you in this certain circumstance. And I find that can really propel you forward. And lastly, one of the major pieces of the puzzle that comes to my mind is that your life depends upon finding what it is that you love to do, and then consistently doing it. If you go out and do what you need to do and love it and enjoy it, you will affect more people that you can even imagine. You will affect more people and not even know it. The fact that our world is mostly dissatisfied, mostly in fear, stress, is mostly afraid of current situations. If we're honest with ourselves, most people are not thriving in this current day and age. No matter what year it is, most people are not thriving emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. Most people are just surviving. You've got to be very careful who you associate with, of course. But when you are thriving, you prove to people that something that they already know. You prove that there's another standard, there's another level of life, creating an extraordinary life where you can be grateful, excited, joyful, loving, happy on a consistent basis. And it all comes down to creating your dream, your purpose. What is your dream, and how can you create the life around it? You know, how often do you have to move? How often do you have to rest? What do you have to eat to sustain yourself in accordance to your dream? I think if you encapsulate all of these different aspects of finding out what it is that you love to do and doing it, not only will you enjoy your life more, but it spills into your relationships with your partner, your friends, your family, and all these loved ones. And it creates a life that is heaven on earth. We think of heaven and hell as these two different ideas of, you know, you're going to die and go here, or you're going to die and go there. But in actuality, if we're honest with ourselves, heaven and hell is a place on earth. You can make a decision and say that I'm going to live in heaven even when it's tough, even when it's not easy, or succumb to living in stress, fear, anger, which, you know, what's the difference? So lastly, Find out what it is that you love to do. Go out and do it. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about how it's all going to work out. How is not important. Why is more important. Remember that it's your life. It's our community. We will help you. We need to rely on each other. We're not these autonomous creatures. Humans are not autonomous. We're meant to live in groups and cooperate and belong and care for each other. And when you step confidently toward your goals and dreams, the world will gravitate towards you and help you along the way. Things will just show up for you that will just be gifts. Find out what it is that you love to do. Go out and do it. Because all we have in this world, our greatest currency is love. Find what you love to do it, help people, contribute, grow, and spread your love throughout the world. Thank you for watching to the end. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.